Okay, breaking news coming in from the valley in what now looks like almost a Friday ritual. Pakistani flags have been waved once again in Srinagar. Soon after the Friday prayers, protesters waved Pakistani flags and resulted to massive stone pelting. Police had to fire tear gas shells to disperse the protesters. And remember, this comes at a time when pro-Pakistan separatist Asia Andrabi, in fact, has also been arrested for Pakistan flag waving. Shuja ul Haq joins me from Srinagar. Shuja, this has almost become a Friday ritual as far as old downtown of Srinagar is concerned. But are the numbers swelling in terms of the people coming out on the streets, pelting stones or waving Pakistani flags?
Well, that's right. It is so far becoming a ritual of a sort that, we're witnessing in Jammu and Kashmir day in and day, particularly after Friday prayers. What we know is that today, it is started as it happens always after the Friday prayers outside Jama Masjid. There was a group of protesters who came out with flags, Pakistani flags. So the posters of Masjid were waved there. The police clashed with them, and eventually they had to use force, including the tear gas shelling at various spots to disperse this crowd. At this point of time, we are learning that the situation has calmed down. The people, have returned back. But as you were pointing out, this seems to be, just yet another, addition to the routine that we have been seeing over past many weeks in the state of Jammu and Kashmir, particularly in Kashmir Valley.
But, Shuja, this also happening at a time and day when, of course, Asia Andrabi too has been also arrested because she was waving Pakistani flags, singing the anthem. So were the police sort of apprehensive that that could also lead to increased momentum as far as today's Friday protests were concerned?
Well, Smita, there are many issues, including this recent issue and the controversy that has cropped up because of the High Court order seeking implementation of beef ban in Kashmir and other parts of the state. Remember, there are various separatist groups who have already given out calls on this, including the separatist leader Asia Andrabi, who yesterday asked the people to march towards North Kashmir, where the 3 boys were found deceased in mysterious circumstances. Their death has so far not been probed. The police yet to investigate that. They're only giving us minor details about it. But all these issues were snowballing into some sort of a pressure. And as a result of this pressure, there is always tension, particularly on days, like Fridays. People gather at a bigger mosque like Jama Masjid. It's eventually that these gatherings to demonstrations, and then these demonstrations turn violent, and that's the example of one of those demonstrations that we are witnessing on our screens today. Because immediately after the Friday prayers outside Jama Masjid, these boys came out, flags, and later on clashed with the police.
Shuja, has there been any change in as far as the police strategy is concerned to deal with these? Are they planning to maybe round up people? What is the strategy really for dealing with this? Is it maximum restraint that is the only way out here?
Well, the policy of maximum restraint is something that the Jammu and Kashmir police security agencies have adopted after they faced massive backlash and criticism. And remember, there were about 120 odd boys who died because of the incidents of retaliation from the security forces. So post that, there has been this sense in the entire establishment that the best way of dealing with these situations is to exercise maximum restraint, use the non-lethal force, so to speak, against these demonstrators, disperse them, and then sort of maintain peace and calm. And as I was pointing out, this is becoming a usual routine sort of a thing that after every Friday prayer in old city areas, there are protesters. They come out, wave flags, and then clash with the police. And and then
But Shuja, you know, as
disperse
far
again.
as these visuals are concerned, normally we used to see a handful of young protesters and some of them even trying to wave out an ISIS flag along with the Pakistani flag. Today, the visuals that I now see playing out on the screens, there seem to be considerably a larger number of people here. Is that a right assessment?
So that's right. There seems to be a considerably larger amount of people who have managed to gather there. What used to happen is that in small little pockets, a few boys would gather together and start pelting stones or carry out these demonstrations in terms of waving flags and all. But sometimes, yes, it also happens that a larger gathering is, countered by the police. But thankfully, as we speak, the tension has calmed down.
Okay.
We've been told that people have been dispersed and the situation is being brought to normal again in these old city areas of Srinagar.
Okay, for now, many thanks, Shuja ul Haq, for joining us with all the latest from the valley, where you can see these visuals. They were, of course, from a short while ago, where after the Friday prayers, people took to the streets, especially in downtown, the old areas of Srinagar, waved Pakistani flags, pelted stones on the police forces, who had to resort to tear gas shelling. But for now, we learned that the situation is under control.